Thank you for joining us on this special coverage of the Arctic Blast on KENS 5 News at 2. I'm Deborah Knapp, and this afternoon we are taking a look at conditions across Texas. Here in South Texas, many people are sharing pictures of ice and sleet. Families in Bernie woke up to a winter wonderland with ice everywhere. And families in Dallas got a coat of snow, totaling out to a little less than an inch. We have team coverage to get you through these next few cold days. Our KENS 5 reporters have been braving the frigid temperatures to get you the latest information on warming centers, the cancellation of the MLK March, power outages, and road conditions. We begin with Weather Chief Bill Taylor. Bill?
Deb, the best news of all, the winter weather advisory expired at noon. So now we are beyond precipitation and talking more about temperatures. Let's begin with that. The precip is across southeast Texas, Louisiana now, as we lose all of that freezing drizzle and some of that sleet. You can see Houston, this is a big headache across southeast Texas as a lot of that sleet and freezing rain continues to fall. But now we shift into a hard freeze situation, a wind chill warning as well. And these are all in effect through Wednesday midday because of some of the temperatures and the winds that are on the way. Speaking of which, you look into San Antonio right now and it just looks cold. And it is 28 degrees right now in the city, 23 Helotes and Bernie, Bandera as well. Everyone on the map is below freezing. 31 is close, but then you get to 33 Pearsall. So we are above freezing there. 38 Del Rio and Eagle Paso, the Rio Grande above freezing. But look east. 24 in Gonzales, 28 in New Braunfels, and the wind chills. They're all in the teens out there. Feels like 12 right now up in Kerrville. Winds are going to be the story as they really start picking up tonight and tomorrow morning. It'll even be breezy this evening. The question for San Antonio, will we get above freezing? And if we do, for just how long? That can make a big difference on roads, bridges, overpasses. Meteorologist Ryan Shoptaw joining me from the KENS 5 Digital Center live on Facebook right now, too, to kind of join in on the conversation and get some questions answered, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you, Bill. So we're receiving a lot of questions and a lot of photos and video of content, right? So from rain, freezing drizzle, glazing of ice on surfaces, elevated surfaces like bridges, overpasses. And that's been a popular question. Why do these freeze first? Well, main reason is because they're surrounded by cold Arctic air, sub-freezing temperatures below 32. And when they're surrounded by bottom to top, left to right, they're going to be the first surface to freeze. And then you introduce rain on top of it, which we saw last night. It wasn't high in accumulation, but it was enough to ice over these elevated surfaces. And some of these flyovers and these bridges, overpasses, they're 50 to 100 feet in the air, and that can cause problems. And that's a large reason why they freeze first, especially here in San Antonio and during this kind of weather pattern. Now, we are continuing the conversation, as Bill mentioned. Feel free to comment down below and also text in at 210-366-0020. And we have a lot to break down, a lot of photos, a lot of video, and a lot of content. That it does include different photos of freezing rain, sleet, and also in some localized areas south of San Antonio, snow needles. So more on that and what to expect coming up in just a bit. Guys.
Yeah, we want you to join in. I mean, go on our Facebook page right now. Have your questions ready. We're going to rejoin Ryan in about 10 minutes, Deb.
Yes, and as we continue tracking this Arctic blast, right now we want to check in with Alicia Nieves. She's been monitoring road conditions on the west side. And Alicia, how are things looking right now?
Well, thankfully, Deborah, a whole lot better. This morning was a mess because of all of the ice on the roads. We had two jackknifed 18-wheelers closing down both directions of 410 on the east side. Multiple crashes reported throughout the city, but thankfully right now it's a whole lot calmer. I just spoke with TxDOT just a moment ago over the phone. They tell me right now they just did a shift change. Crews are out treating the roads once again. And right behind me is an area that they're treating at this very moment. This is 410 and Highway 90. They're also at 410 and 35 on the southwest side and 410 and 151. What else we've witnessed this afternoon, bridges have been closed over Highway 90 because of the ice. We have a lot lot happening in the county. The sheriff's office, they had to turn drivers around. But the good news is some of these bridges in the county are back open. So far today, BCSO alone has responded to 20 crashes and 14 cases of ice on the roads, forcing closures. Again, this is just in the county. Just moments ago, TxDOT also passed to me the following advice. They said, we just encourage drivers to not travel today. If you must, please use extra caution and slow down. And also watch out for these crews that are out here treating the roads. That's still going to be happening as long as these freezing temperatures stick around. They're going to be out focusing on the bridges, on the overpasses, wherever they are. We'll pass that location on to you. They just want to prevent any more of these closures and, of course, any more hazards for drivers. We're live on the west side. Alicia Nieves, KENS 5.
Alicia, thank you. And here are the 3 top things that you need to know right now. Number 1, the intense freeze forcing the cancellation of the 37th annual MLK March. Organizers telling us they haven't discussed plans to possibly reschedule. Number 2, if you need a place to go for warmth, there are more than 14 warming centers across the county. 11 of them are for anyone staying overnight. And number 3, the ERCOT conservation appeal is over for today, but officials are asking Texans to conserve again tomorrow from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. And we have been monitoring the CPS Energy outage map all day. Mike Jimenez has the latest on outages near Camp Bullis. Mike?
Well, good afternoon, Deborah. You know, one of the biggest differences from 2021 compared to what we're seeing this year is the ice accumulation on power lines. The more ice that accumulates on those lines, the more stress it causes and causes them to snap. But because overnight we didn't receive that much rainfall, we're not seeing as much damage to those power lines. Now, one area of concern we are seeing right now is in the Fair Oaks Ranch area near Camp Bullis. Crews are actively working to restore power in this area to 1,142 customers. According to the CPS Energy outage map, there are a total of 15 outages affecting 1,156 customers. That's down from this morning when about 5,000 customers were without power. Now, we were at 151 near the SeaWorld area where about 3,000 customers lost power for about 4 hours. We were there as power was restored to them. So crews are actively out and about restoring power to customers just as quickly as the outages are being reported. Now, CPS Energy has issued a conservation request for overnight into Tuesday morning. Temperatures are expected to be even colder. So ERCOT is asking that you conserve electricity from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Now, back out here live, CPS Energy just wrapped up their work at this intersection as they continue to try to restore power back here in the Fair Oaks Ranch area. But just as quickly as the outages are coming in, they are restoring those power outages. Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.
All right, Mike, thank you. And due to the Bills-Steelers game on KENS 5 today, we are taking our newscast online to keep you up to date on today's cold weather, including an updated forecast, live at 5:30 on all of our streaming outlets. Join Isis Romero and Bill Taylor on KENS5.com, plus KENS 5 Plus, or our YouTube and Facebook pages today at 5:30. Simone